welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What I'm going to be making today is a delicious batch of Christmas shortbread cookies. Now these shortbread cookies, you could make them any time of the year, of course, or especially for Christmas time. So if you're interested, stick around and let's get started. So what I'm going to do here today is make a half a batch of these Christmas shortbread cookies. Certainly I'm going to leave you the recipe in under this video for the full batch and the half a batch, just in case you just want to make a tray, or you're going to be using a smaller KitchenAid, or you wanted to work it with your hand in a bowl. So today what I'm going to do is be using my KitchenAid to blend it all together, but you can do both if you wish. We're going to be using unsalted butter. We're going to be using 3/4 cup of flour, all-purpose flour, 1/3 cup of cornstarch, and 1/3 cup of icing sugar or confectionary sugar. So let's get started pouring all of it into my KitchenAid. So my unsalted butter here today is cold. So I got it cut into cubes, and then we'll just toss that in first. I'm going to toss in 1/3 cup of confectionery sugar and 1/3 cup of our cornstarch. Then I'm going to be putting in 3/4 cup of the flour, and the reasons for that, I only got a small KitchenAid. You can do this by hand. It'll be quicker with the KitchenAid, but I'll leave you to decide on that. And I put the lid on and we'll start mixing it. So we just knead it until it's all together and it looks something like this. Now what I'm going to do is take the dough out of my KitchenAid. So what I'm going to do is remove my blade, just toss it to the side, and put my dough out onto the counter. So what I'm going to do here now is work this together a little tiny bit with another bit of flour, just to make it into a ball. So pretty much that's all you need to do. Now you can work this with your hand. I've made it quite often in the bowl with my hand, but to make it quicker for you and to show it here on the show, just make it whatever way it's good for you. So what I'm going to do here now, you can flatten this with a rolling pin. Because it's only a half a batch, it's kind of easier to do it with your hand, and just to flatten it to about 1/4 inch, and that'll be for the cutouts. So after you've flattened your shortbread dough, the reasons why I'm calling them Christmas shortbread cookies, because we got our Christmas cutouts, and they'd be great for kids and your grandkids if you want to have that together time making some Christmas cookies. So as well, what we got over here is a cookie sheet that's ungreased because we don't want to grease our pan. And what we'll do now, I'll show you a few of them cut out into Christmas cookies, and then I'll show you a couple that I'm going to roll in about a 1-inch ball and put a little bit of a red and green cherry in there. So let's get going. So after you've got it flattened to about 1/4 inch, now you could have it 1/2 inch as well, depending on how thick you want your shortbread cookies to be. So any extra that's kind of left off to the side, then just put that out of your way and you can roll it into a ball. So that's our candy cane, and now we're going to do a star. And again, your grandkids or your kids would love to do this with you as a little Christmas together time, and to make some Christmas cookies. And that's our star. So pretty much that's all you need to do. You keep cutting out the shapes that you want. Now these are upside down to you, so I'm going to turn them around so you can see them. So then what we're going to do is these extras off to the side, we're going to take it and we're going to make a little ball. Now remember to use your proper hygiene, washing your hands before, during, and after all baking. So That's all you need to do there. If it's cracked a little tiny bit, you can shape that in, because what's so good about this is just like a model, like you're doing a, I guess, a clay. It could shape whatever way you want it, and that's all you need to do there.
You're almost saying like a Play-Doh.
A Play-Doh, yeah. I was going to say a modeling clay, but I guess a Play-Doh. Thank you, Raymond. And with a fork or the palm of your hand, you can press down lightly onto the cookies. See, Raymond wants to be over here on this side. He helped me last year with our gingerbread house and cookies, and
I'll probably help out with the design.
Decorating it.
Yeah.
So after you've done that, now these are 2 different sizes, but again, you can make it whatever size you want. Just put a little indent in the middle of your cookie or your dough. And I got here some cherries. These are called baking cherries, and pretty much all I'm going to do is take one, cut in half, and put one in the middle of that and one in the middle of that one. And you get them in green and you get them in the red, and if you can't find these, just get the bottled cherries and that'll work as well. So I'm going to finish cutting these out, and then I'm going to show you ones and tell you the baking time and show you one I got already baked.
This is mine.
I know that you'll come by and help make some. So just put it down and just poke it out. Just give them a little. There you go.
And get your fingers stuck.
Get your fingers stuck. And that's all.
Well,
yeah, see?
Perfect.
Right?
2 thumbs up.
How wonderful was it to have Raymond come in and help us for a few minutes.
I know. I make good candy canes.
And not only make good candy canes, he enjoys eating these as well. Shortbreads is his favorite. So what you need to do when you make your shortbread cookies, Christmas shortbread cookies, make sure they're about 1.5 to 2 inches apart in the pan, because you need to make sure that if by chance they, come together, they will stick, and you don't want that. You want them that they're nice and formed. So what I'm also going to tell you about to make these shortbread cookies from spreading out when you put them into the oven, after you've put them into your pan like this, I need to separate them a little bit more, we got carried away. You put them in your fridge first. After you've cut them out and put them onto your cookie sheet, you put them into the fridge anywhere from 40 to 60 minutes to cool that butter down. We want it cool enough that when it goes into a 300-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, it don't melt. And what I mean by melt is the butter to take over and open up and spread onto your pan. 15 minutes is going to give you a whiter cookie, a whiter shortbread. 20 minutes is going to give you a little bit of a golden brown, depending on which one you want. So I'm going to put these here now in my fridge, and I'm going to take the ones out of the oven that I got baked for 15 minutes. Okay, so these are the ones that I made, and they were only 15 minutes. So after the 40 to 60 minutes, depending on what you want, 40 minutes they're going to be cold, 60 minutes they're going to be cold. When you take them out of the fridge, put them into your oven at a 300 degrees of heat, and that's Fahrenheit. So I'm going to show you these here, and I'm going to show you ones that I got made. That's 20 minutes baked in the oven. So these now are cool. So after you take them out of the oven, after 15 minutes baked, you take them out and just look. So this is a light golden brown on these, and they're nice. And this one over here is 20 minutes, and they got a little bit more of a browning onto that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to also share with you a recipe for making boiled icing that you can put over this to make it, dress it up a little tiny bit. And I'm not going to show you how to make it on this episode today, but I'm going to show you that link. So let's get going on decorating. So this is the boiled icing that I was telling you about, and it's creamy. It's almost like a whipped cream. And this icing, I get a video and I will share that link for you. So what I got done here now, I got some of the icing put into my decorating machine, and then I'm going to just put a few dollops of the icing onto. Now you can decorate your cookie whichever way you want it, but my friend Teresa, she knows who she is if she's watching this today. She makes the best shortbread cookies, I'm going to say, in the world, in my mind, because she always shares it with me and sends me some. Of course, all of our family loves it. But this one here today is just a little recipe that I put together to show you, and you can just put a little bit of sprinkle of the confectionery sugar to make it more mystical, make it just like it's snowing and Christmas. So what do you think of that? This is as good as it gets, and I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, I gotta have myself a cup of tea with this because I can't let these shortbread cookies and Christmas shortbread cookies go without having a taste and a cup of tea. So remember that I'm gonna have the recipe for these delicious Christmas shortbread cookies in under this video, and also the subscribe button is there. But today's recipe is a half of a batch, and we do have the full batch there if you want to get and make those by hand or with your KitchenAid. And have a little taste. I'm going to show you the inside as well of this cookie, how nice and white and delicious, and that texture, creaminess of the butter. Oh, so delicious. Now just look, and even you can, I know I took a bite of this one, but I just wanted to show you the inside, and it's got a nice little crispy taste too, even though they're nice and white. Delicious. So that's how easy it is to make your own shortbread cookies, and in this case is our Christmas shortbread cookies that you can make any time of the year, as well as Easter and Valentine's, you name it. But also remember, the key to making these delicious shortbread cookies is putting them in the fridge and keeping them cold before you put them into the oven. So don't forget to leave us a message here on YouTube as well. If you haven't subscribed, we love for you to subscribe today and see all of our videos, and we got posted to date over 260 to 70 videos. Also, you can send us a message on www.bonitaskitchen.com or our Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. So before we go, I like to recognize that I like to thank each and every one of you. Your time is precious, and I know you want to spend some quality time with your family and make these cookies. So from our kitchen to yours, thank you for joining us, and you have a wonderful day. Join us by the sea, a journey in culinary, always an open door. That's all. Yep, see?
Perfect.
Right?
2 thumbs up.
To yours.